project management, lean, lean and Six Sigma. Today, we are going to learn two important topics. One is theory of constraint, and the other one is design thinking. In COVID-19 kind of situation, more than your lean Six Sigma, project management, design thinking, and TUOC will help you. I will tell you why and how.
Sir, your voice is echoing.
If my voice is echoing. Just a minute. Is it okay now? Just a
No.
minute. Still it is echoing. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
One second. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
No
sir.
echo? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for the feedback. So, objective for the session is today you are going to learn about theory of constraint and the process of ongoing improvement, that POGI. And I will talk about design thinking overview, and there is a design thinking case study I shared with you. In fact, you all are going to learn about design thinking only from the case study. That case study made my job very easier because we are going to discuss about the case study and learn the design thinking from that case study. So things will go as usual. We will have a break around 12:15, 12:10. We have 10 minutes break. Around 12:25 we will join. Then the closing events will start. So theory of constraint developed by Israeli Elias Goldratt in the mid 1980s in his business novel The Goal. I advise and suggest each one of you to read the business novel The Goal. And theory of constraint has a close relationship with modern process improvement techniques, Lean, Six Sigma, quality management, just-in-time, MRP, and activity-based costing. If you want to describe what is theory of constraint, one word is sufficient. Theory of constraint is nothing but it is only focus. If somebody asks you define theory of constraint in one single word, you tell theory of constraint is equal to focus. Management attention goes on the ultimate constraint. Management should know what they should do, what they should not do. Not doing what they should do, management will land in problem. And by doing what they should not do, again the organization will land in problem. What happened in any organization? People tend to improve everything, whatever they can improve upon, without even realizing whether this improvement will give any benefit to the organization as a whole. If you look at this example, assume that it is a manufacturing factory. First process produces 3 pieces per hour. Second process 6 pieces per hour. Third process 2 pieces per hour. And the fourth process we get 5 parts per hour. So your delivery to the customer per hour is only how much? Per hour maximum how much you can give it to your customer?
2 per hour.
2 per hour. Why 2? Any answer? Deepak? Why 2?
So because you can focus more.
No, you cannot produce more than 2 because this process number 3, there is a obstacle, there is a bottleneck. You cannot make more than 2 at this point. So whether you make 6 here, 5 here, 3 here, end of the day your whole plant output is depending on only this. So theory of constraint says identify the bottleneck, improve only the bottleneck. Don't improve any other area. Going and improving, making 3 to 5, is it going to help you? Even if you do that, only your inventory, in process inventory will increase, but per hour output will remain same. So what theory of constraint says, identify the constraint or bottleneck, which is less than or equivalent to your demand. First improve this. So theory of constraint says, forget about 3 per hour process, 6 per hour process, 5 per hour process. Identify and attack only this process. Do all the improvements only in this process. Okay, you are doing lot of improvements in this process, then what happened? In process 3, you made it 3 per hour, which means your plant can produce per hour 3 pieces. Now your constraint will shift to the market. Now there will be a pressure on the market people. Guys, I can produce 3 products per hour. You are getting order only for 2. Go and get one more extra order. You got it?
Yes, sir.
So now marketing goes and gets the order. Suppose marketing gets 4 order. Then again, they have to improve the first process and third process. So constraint can be shifted and constraint cannot be eliminated. Please understand this. And Lean Six Sigma, you can save money. But through theory of constraint, you can make money. You can bring new revenue to the organization. So theory of constraint is a revenue generating model. Because cost saving has got limitation. But you need to bring in more revenue, then the organization will survive. You are with me?
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
you are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So, theory of constraint recognizes only the owner of the company can set the goal. Who can set the goal? It is only the owner of the company. The head of the company can set the goal. What is the goal? The goal is make more money now and the future. If you make more money now and the future, you can satisfy your employees now and the future, and you can satisfy your customer also now and the future. So satisfying your employees and customers are prerequisites to make more and more money. You cannot make more money unless you satisfy your employees and customers. So the core idea of theory of constraint is that every system as a profit making enterprises must have at least one constraint that limits the system to achieving its goal. We saw in the previous example, the first constraint was there in production, the bottleneck. After you de-bottleneck the production, the constraint shifted to the marketing. So it will keep on shifting. For any organization, constraints will be there in supply chain, operations, or in the market. You have to identify where the constraint is and remove the constraint. So current constraint may shift, but there cannot be any situation there is no constraint. If you adopt theory of constraint, we can say the opportunity for earning profit for your organization is infinite. So what is the goal of the organization? How will you measure it? Can anybody tell what is the goal of the organization?
Making profit.
Making money. Put it in simple words. Yes, profit is ultimate. Your business language. You say in layman's language is making money. Now and in the future. Okay, that is nothing but profit. How will you measure it? The next question. Whether you are making profit or money, how do you measure it? Every day you have to have the cash flow. You remember the companies like Satyam?
Yes, sir.
There was no cash flow. But that manipulated the books of accounts. They were telling they have money, they have money. But theory of consent says measure every day you are whether you are having cash flow. That means the money deposited to your bank account. That is the right measure. That is what TOC says. And one important thing is organizational members, everyone should have the same goal. Right from production to marketing to sales to CEO, everybody should have only one goal. That is to make money. Don't tell, I want to make 10 parts per day. I produced, production job is over. Then quality will come and reject 2 parts. Then quality would say my job is over. End of the day, will the company make money? No. You will land in problem. So here, senior management of your organization also will share the same goals and measures. See, everything will be transparent. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
First, all team members must agree on the organizational goal. The single thing, that is nothing but money. The second measure for the goal must be, we must be totally clear, the entire organization. So for our presentation purpose, you will take it. The goal is making more and more money now and the future. This is what all about theory of constraint. Okay. So how is always organization should ask these questions on everyday basis. This question is, how is our performance on daily basis? Are we making money? Every day are you getting money into your bank account? And then are we making more and more money week after week or month after month? Once organization started asking these questions, then the organization will go in the right direction. In theory of constraint, what kind of measurements they use? They use these 3 measurements: throughput, investment, and operating expenses. You must remember when you talk about theory of constraint, T, I, and OE. And other, it has got direct linkage to other financial measurements like profit, return on investment, free cash flow. Even an average employee in the organization will have the understanding what action I am taking, how it gets money to the company. If you go and ask them, if I don't dispatch quantity 10, my company will not get money from the customer. If my company does not get money from the customer, how they will pay salary to me? So I have to make a good quality product as per the demand and deliver. So at top to bottom, they will be totally aligned. I will tell you how you calculate T, throughput. Throughput is net sales minus all pure variable cost over a period of time. That means getting all your raw materials, everything will come under pure variable cost. Investment, the money tied up in your inside the system, all your inventory, work in progress, finished goods, money blocked by the plant machinery. You buy lot of machines, all these things come under investment part. And then operating expenses. Operating expenses, all the money that system spends on converting the inventory into throughput. So all the expenses are clubbed together, operating expenses. Employee expenses are also part of operating expenses. So you look at this cash flow figure. which will make you easily to understand this concept. So the company through selling they earns 100 rupees. Okay, this 100 rupees what comes inside the money is called throughput. You are selling product, you are getting money, that is called throughput. Your pure variable cost, raw material and other thing, you have spent 60 rupees. Okay, and your people's salary and other thing comes another
30.
how much? 30. So how much you are left with?
10.
You are left with 10 rupees now. Okay, then you look here. If you have inventory in your company which has got inventory carrying cost, if you have machine, you bought machine on loan, you have to pay payment to the bank. So now you have to take care of the inventory and payment to the bank. Say you spent 5 rupees. Now if you see what is your what is the amount goes to bank, it is only
5 rupees.
5 rupees. That's why in TOC we talk about, in addition to your traditional balance sheet or your P&L, whatever you are learning in your management, you will take care of cash flow. Every day how much money comes to the bank. So on daily basis, company can know how they are performing, and week after week, month after month, how are we performing. You are with me? Now you got the logic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Theory of constraint makes use of a chain analogy. Imagine a situation, marketing works, get the order and inform production. Then purchasing and bidding department get the order and as well as the raw material separately. And after finishing, quality inspect, shipping ships. All the departments are disintegrated. Production, I produced 10 quantity, my job is over. Quality, I inspected 10 quality, I rejected 2, my job is over. Then what would shipping do? To shipping need 10 quantity. Who will connect the dot? Quality will not clear the bad quality product. See, the linkage is missing. Each one will work in local optima. Everyone wants to improve their own local efficiency, not the organizational efficiency. So in theory of constraint, for the organization, there is only one goal: make money, sell more product. Which means, right from marketing to shipping, everybody knows that today I have to dispatch quantity 10. So the moment quality says 2 quantity rejected, production will take the moral responsibility. Can I rework? Can I make it all right? How can I avoid such kind of rejection tomorrow? So production will come immediately, will take actions. Quality department and other department will come and support them. So all the departments are interlinked, no functional silos. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not hearing, only 2 people are talking. What about others?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please talk loudly. Okay. Then what determines the strength of the chain? Any answer? Now we have viewed
Coordination
organization as a
between
chain. Okay, ultimately it is people. I agree. In addition to people, do you have anything?
So the communication among the departments.
Yes, communication and coordination among the department. Is there any other one? Which one?
Responsibility.
See, consider the game. Relay race. How many people will run in relay race?
Hundreds.
How many people? You watch relay race in Olympic 4. Okay. Who will determine whether your team is succeeding or failing to get the medal? Whether it is the fastest person or the slowest person? Hello? Who determines the victory of the
I couldn't
team?
understand.
Huh?
Sir, I couldn't understand the question.
See, in a relay race behavior, in a relay race, how many people are running?
4.
4.
4 people. Okay. In order to make your team win, who determines that your team is winning or losing? Whether it is the person who is running fast or the person who is running slowly. Who determines?
Sir, all the 4 determines actually. They have to communicate well, like all of them have to perform well to achieve like
Okay.
the position.
Okay. Now I am telling. One person runs say 50 kilometers
Mm-hmm.
per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Other guy 60 kilometers per hour. Other guy 70 kilometers per hour. The fourth guy is also 70 kilometers per hour. You got it? 50 kilometer, 60 kilometer, 70 kilometer, and 70 kilometer per hour. All are running. Imagine to win the match, you have to run minimum of 6 kilometer per hour. Now you tell me who wins your victory. Always the
Lowest
weakest
guy.
link determines your
Hmm.
victory. If at all you more, the coach has to concentrate on the guy who is running slowly. You are understanding?
Yes, sir.
The weakest link, that is what theory of constraint in the first example, protection example. Where did we attack? We attacked the process which was 2 quantity per hour. So in theory of constraint, they identify the weakest point, they will improve. Because see, all other people are running at 60 kilometer, 60 kilometer, but the first guy consumed more minutes. Then what is the fun? The other guy, even if they run, you will lose the match. So theory of constraint, we focus on the weakest guy first. Something like you go to doctor, you have multiple problem in your body. Apply theory of constraint. You have cold, you have cough, you have breathing trouble. Which one doctor will address first? Take the case of corona. Which one doctor would address first?
Breathing problem.
Here breathing becomes the weakest link. Breathing becomes the constraint. So once breathing becomes okay, then constraint shifts to your body temperature. You are with me?
Hmm.
Then comes the body temperature, then cold cough. You are with me? This is how theory of constraint works. Immediately go on, you don't go and improve all the 4 people. You first improve who is the weakest person. Bring him to 60. Everybody will run at minimum 60 kilometer per hour speed and they would win the match. So theory of constraint determines the weakest link in the process and improves them. They will forget about other process. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to do this, they use the concept called POOGI, POOGI. You can see in the bottom of the slide, the process of ongoing improvement, POOGI. That POOGI, process of ongoing improvement, consists of 5 steps. Identify the bottleneck. In manufacturing plant, sometimes bottlenecks could be your production. If you look at why my production is low, because I am using old machine, because I have untrained employees. Sometimes my machine has long setup times, or my machine has got some breakdown time. So who determines the productivity of the entire organization? It is only the manufacturing plant in this example. Then go and identify if it is an untrained employee is the root cause of low production, go and train the people. If it is a old machine, go and do some improvement in the old machine. If it is machine setup type problem, how can I improve the setup time reduction? There you make use of lean technique. Single minute exchange of die, total productivity maintenance. You use lean and Six Sigma tools here and improve this. Once you identify the bottleneck, what is your bottleneck? Focus only on the bottleneck. Focus on the only guy who is running very slow. Make him to run better and faster. That is what exploit the bottleneck. Step number 2. And the third step is While you do improving the weakest guy, somebody will come and tell, can I improve the fourth guy? Don't listen to anybody. Subordinate all your activities. Focus only on fixing the weakest guy. That is step number 3. Fourth one is very important. Elevate the bottlenecks. You have done lot of improvement in your production floor. Untrained employee you addressed. Machine setup time you reduced. You introduced total productivity maintenance. Your what you call machine breakdown time has become very less. So originally I was producing 10 parts per day. After doing all these 3 improvements, I started producing 15 products per day. But customer requirement is 20. After doing all the requirements, you still fall short of 5. To address these 5, you go and buy new machines. You got it. Before buying any new machines, before elevating your constraint, before putting more additional resources, do whatever improvement possible in the system. I did all the improvements on people, machine, setup time, everything. I improved by quantity 5, so it becomes 10 to 15. But I still need to produce another 5 to satisfy my customer. Then you take a call and go and buy additional capacity. Buy new machines, inject new manpower. Don't simply go and inject new manpower. Don't get just like that new machines. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The 5th step is very important for management students. As a management students, you are learning theory of constraint. Here, don't allow inertia to set in. What do you mean by inertia? Can anybody tell?
Which resists to move further?
Rigidness.
Huh?
Rigid. Becoming rigid.
Becoming rigid. Yes, you are correct. Any other answer? All are correct. Any other answer? Himanshu?
Yes, sir. Like what I have read is body motion wants to be motion, or if it is staying, it wants to stay.
Joseph?
Hello.
Hello? What is your answer? What do you mean by inertia?
Like a body which is in rest wants to be in rest, or if a body which is in motion wants to be in motion until an external force is applied.
See, here it goes like this. Your current way of working, your current practices and behaviors, you have to change. Once you achieve 20, don't sit back and relax. I achieved quantity 20. Because now the constraint shifted to marketing. Then tomorrow marketing will get 25. Then you have to again make changes. Complacency. Then in this case, don't set in. Like somebody is told resting. So you have to change your behaviors and your current practices. That is what the step 5 is all about. So now you have got an overview of Pogi, the 5 steps. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Identify the constraint, exploit the constraint, subordinate all other activities to the necessity of debottlenecking the constraint. After doing 2 and 3, if you have not achieved your capacity, then go on by additional capacity to elevate the constraint. Don't let the inertia become a system constraint. So these people will keep on doing it. Then that means the improvement will never stop. Like Lean Six Sigma, once you do improvement, you stop. But here improvement never stops. Constraint will shift to another place, then again Pogi. You are with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So what kind of research you are getting? From the industry research, productivity improved by 40%, reduction in defects by 80%, inventory reduced by 80%, factory floor reduction by 80%, and it lead to lead time reduction by 80% in some organizations. Earlier it took 10 days. After TOS implementation, it become 2 days. So it leads to improved customer satisfaction and improved job satisfaction. To make more money, more and more money, you have to satisfy your customers and you have to satisfy your employees. You are with me?
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who can read TOC case study? Can I pick somebody? Seeing only few faces. Okay. Magarisi.
Sir.
Okay, you can talk about this TOC case study. Danish.
Okay, sir. Like Tanishq was Tata's company product. They wanted to increase their revenue, decrease the waiting time, and increase the variance so that they can sell the products, and they want to make sure that products which they obtain should be of great quality where the customers will like it in the first place,
Mm,
and they started noticing things like which product sells more in which region and
mm,
which products becomes the tail part, and if
mm,
the tail part is selling more in another region, they started to shift that old stock to the place where it is selling.
mm.
By that they introduced they increased their decreased their tail part, sir.
Mm. Anybody else would like to add any more? Have you gone through the 8 pages I shared with you by WhatsApp?
Yeah, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, somebody can share. Thank you, Magarisi. Uh,
Sir.
who is there to talk now? Sendamil?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Did you go through the case study?
Yeah, I was kind of busy yesterday, so I didn't go through yesterday's case study.
Hello?
I went through the video which you sent, sir.
Okay, you can. Would you like to add anything? Already Magarisi has given the overview of the case study. Would you like to add any more points?
Oh, sir.
So apply now TOC and talk. So in this case study, if you have watched that 6 minute video link what I gave yesterday,
Yes, sir.
Sanjay Ranawade, the CEO of Dhanis, clearly said, we have integrated production, marketing, and sales. He used that word. I was expecting that word. That is nothing but that is called holistic implementation in TOC. They use the language holistic implementation. That is the chain of all things. Production to retailer, all are related, all are interlinked. If you look at further deep dive in the case study, they have got more than 5,000 variants. But how many variants are selling very fast?
Less
Only
than
35. 35 variants are selling every day. And
yes.
some 20 percentage of the inventory is 6 months old. 30 percentage of the inventory is more than 12 months old. And once in 6 months, they keep on introducing the new variants. Which means simply they cannot buy and keep that jewelry because this inventory. Then they introduced the concept how to give information. I am selling one ring from my store today. If they say if the same product you have sold twice within 2 months, they decided it is a fast moving item. If it is a fast moving item, what happens? You sold 2 rings, then when you want third ring, your order will be placed in the production. But whenever you place the order in the production, it will take minimum 4 to 6 weeks to get the replacement. I also noticed one product is selling in one store very well, but it was a slow moving item in the another store. What they made it, each they have got regional warehouses where they keep the inventory. In addition to the regional inventory, they created a all India inventory. All India inventory is a virtual inventory management. So once they go to that all India inventory virtual management, they know, oh, this guy is ordering this ring 5 quantity, can I release it to the production? Immediately system would say, these 5 rings are in store number 1, 2 and 3. These 3 are a non-moving item in that particular stores. So instead of producing another 5 rings, can we move the non-moving rings from the other stores to the store where it sells? Within 24 hours, the store gets the replacement. They get their order. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In case the particular order is not, in case if it is not available in any of the stores, this item is becomes a super fast. Only super fast item will be put into production within 24 hours after raising the order. And they have given a ground rule. Some 10 rules they have given. This is the time you can place a new order. So, by doing this, they helped the other store where these rings were sitting as inventory, sleeping money. They help the 2 stores are getting benefit. One is selling, the other one is reducing their inventory. You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is how Titan Danish Jewelry made a big improvement and made money. You know who is the chief designer of Titan? Danish? Anybody? Any guesses? Who is the chief designer? Ladies. There are 3 ladies: Satru, Sanchita, and Senzamil. Any answer?
Sir, the chief designer of Tanishq.
Any idea about her? Who is she?
Revati Khan.
Hmm?
Revati Khan.
Revati Gandhi. Who is Revati Gandhi? You are correct, Revati Gandhi.
It showed in Google.
Yesterday I had a discussion with her.
Sir, but Revati Kant is the designer of First Track.
Designing of Tanishq.
Designer of Fast Track, then she moved to Danish. Yes, she was holding that brand as well. You are correct. Who is she? I am asking. She is a native of Tanjavur. Okay, I have one hint. She is a NIT Trichy alumnus.
Oh,
How many of you are aware? 1990 MSc Operation Research. She was the one of the brain behind this. Got it?
yes, sir.
Why I selected this case study?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now hope you got a holistic understanding of what is theory of constraint. Okay. The next topic for the day is
Protocol.
okay. Before we go to next topic, let me conclude what is TOC, what is lean, what is Six Sigma. You know what is lean and Six Sigma, we spoke at length. So if you look at this table, it's a comparison of TOC, lean and Six Sigma. Bottom, project management. Okay. TOC exploit the constraint, it focus on constraint management. It is focusing on revenue generation. But lean operating cost, Six Sigma cost of poor quality. But TOC learning curve is very, very short. Project selected based on constraint. And the project may take somewhere between 1 week to 3 months to get the result. And yes, it is data driven, but they will not deep dive into data. Goldratt says, I don't want accurate data. Some data is there, I can take the decision. And complexity is moderate only. If you apply only TOC alone in your organization, you will get 6 to 10% improvement. If you apply lean only in your organization, you will get 6% improvement. If you apply Six Sigma alone in your organization, you will get say 6% improvement. Already we discussed if you apply both the tools, you will get
12.
12% improvement. If you apply Lean, Six Sigma, and project management in a holistic way in your organization, you will get 24% improvement. Say within 6 months, you are getting 12% improvement by applying Lean and Six Sigma tool. If you apply TOC, Lean Six Sigma in one single project, there is a probability within the same 6 months, your organization will make 24% improvement. You all are with me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What
sir.
about others? Hello? Is everyone is with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, because this table is very, 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 very important. Because I summarized everything. This three comparison summary is not available anywhere in the net. This bottom I added. Trust me, whether you do TOC, Lean, Six Sigma, or TOC, Lean, Six Sigma together, for doing this, you need project management skill. You got it?
Okay, sir.
Project management skills are the prerequisite for implementing TOC, Lean, Six Sigma project. That's why we first started with project management session. You got it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The logic behind why did we take project management first? Whether it's Lean, Six Sigma, or TOC, it is a project only. So that is the reason I brought in project management as a first session. Okay. Now let us learn the design thinking from the case study. I am not going to talk now. Okay. I am going to learn design thinking from you from the case study. Now I will pick somebody. Always boys are telling yes, yes, yes first. Sometimes in Tamil talks. Okay. Hey, Chatru. Chatru is there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Chatru, can we brief us about this case study? Sort of.
Sir, I haven't gone through this case study.
So this case study was given to you people one day in advance to read and come.
Sir, I thought only one case study was there about Tanishq, so I read that only. I haven't seen this one.
No. Chotokul was the first case study I shared in the group. And even I sent a reminder, please read and come tomorrow. I sent a reminder too. Now who is going to talk about design thinking case study? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Who is talking? Who is going to talk? Can I pick somebody or Kurnal, can you talk?
I'll talk, sir.
Please go ahead.
So this is the case study about disruptive innovation. So in this case study, the people behind this work have first, came to thought that in India, all the refrigerators in India is cost at around 6,000 plus rupees. Okay. So people below poverty line, they are not able to purchase these refrigerators, and to keep vegetables, milk in a refrigerated state for 1 or 2 days will improve our lives very much. And below the poverty line, people are not getting this facility due to the cost of the product. So they focused on this problem, and then with disruptive innovation, they got the idea to bring this Chotokul refrigerator into market. So first they learned the main problem behind the refrigerator. Okay, first was cost, and then there was a space requirement also. The houses of below the poverty line will be not very big; they will be small. So the characteristics of Chotokul was that it is 43 liters solid state cooler, and it will not run in electricity. So there will be a power outage also in villages.
Mm.
So it will be operated via battery or even solar power. It operates on 12-volt DC battery also. So it is 7.8 kilogram in weight. So you can move it around the house or in other areas. So and the main thing about this is it just costs around 3,000 rupees.
Mm.
So which is very cheaper than any refrigerator. And it is a new category. They introduced a new category in a refrigeration. It's not a refrigerator, but it's a new type of device that will cool the things between 5 degree to 15 degree.
Mm.
And to market this product, what they did is uh, in villages,
Mm.
women are very NGO through NGOs. They enable women micro entrepreneurs. So through Swayam Shikshan Prayog SSP program,
Mm.
a women close to community, these type of areas, they included them in their marketing strategy. They told them about this refrigerator. So in terms, this woman can talk to the village about this product.
Mm.
And this product, so, the scope of this product to all the villagers can be known.
Mm.
So this is the impact of this Chotukul refrigerator was discussed in case study.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the nice summary. Okay. Um, so if you look at the case study, what happens in the year 2007, Godrej realized that close to 80% of the people in India are not having refrigerator at homes. There may be various reasons. Money is one reason. Once you don't have money, then you don't have enough space at your home to keep even a bigger refrigerator. Then this was a untold and unmet customer need. So Godrej, while generating the idea, they generated many idea. Then Godrej and boys thought, okay, can we do this? We can help some 80% of the people who live below the poverty line, below the bottom of the pyramid. This thought process came. So once this thought process came, they don't know what to do because selling cost of the refrigerator was close to 8,000 rupees, um, minimum the entry level. But these people they cannot afford this. That means in order to manufacture a refrigerator kind of thing, to help these people, they have to reduce the cost. Imagine they sold at 3,000 rupees. What about the technology? Is that technology is available? So here the team, the project team, they spend most of their time out of the office. They did not do this activity sitting in the office and designing the Chotukul. They went to the people in Mumbai and slum areas. They lived with them. They understood their problem at home. Yes, it is a money. Yes, it is a space constraint at the house. And at the same time, everybody is willing. But what do they want to keep in the refrigerator? They don't have money to procure a week long groceries or the vegetable fruits keep it. There are daily wage earners. They earn money and buy vegetables and fruits and milk for just one day. So their main requirement is to keep one day requirement of milk, vegetable and food. That's all. That was the requirement. That is what they are going to store. Then they understood this requirement by living with the users, living with the end users. Then they decided these are the needs. Remember two things, one is needs, one is wants. In design thinking, we will first focus on the needs. Need is only three things. Keep one day food, keep one day vegetable, keep one day fruits. That is the need. Then to address the need, they want to develop some kind of device. They don't have technology, and many of the houses they don't have electricity. That point in time in 2007, I am talking about. So after 7 years of hard work, 2014 somewhere they launched this product. They came out with the concept called Chotocool. They designed it. So remember, they had an impact on technology, on the product, on your business model. Okay, it's good. I made this product for 3,000 rupees. How am I going to sell? What is your existing business model? Existing business model, Godrej, they have got their distributors. Their distributors and showrooms are going to sell the product. They thought if I send this product through stores, cost will go still further high. Can I directly sell this product to the customer so that I can avoid middleman cost, considering the user's financial position? Then Godrej came out with a new business model for this one product. Okay, we sell this product, we can sell it through either post office. Whenever they go to local post office, there should be a Chotocool. The post office personnel will do a demo of the Chotocool to the village guys. And then, who is the opinion leaders in local area? This is NGO run by women. Then they talked to the lot of NGOs. They said, okay, you people please take this information to your village, to the people, to your community. When you sell this, you will get the commission. You will sell it at 3,000 rupees only. At the same time, the woman who sells this, you started learning livelihood. This is a noble concept which really changed dramatically the way they designed the product, and the business model is also changed. How you sell the product is also changed. Trust me, it is 7 long years of design application of the disruptive innovation. Always when we talk about the design thinking, this will go in and around the end user. Sometimes end user, he himself will not be aware what is his requirement. So here design, you apply design thinking, generate ideas, select the ideas, evaluate the ideas, prototype. After making prototype, in this case Chotocool, after making the prototype, they gave prototype to few people. Use it and compare. Then some of the people who live below poverty line, they used this total for some time. They came, it is not thing problem, that problem. Did another prototyping. Keep on doing prototyping, getting the users in made
Sir,
a lot of things.
hello, sir.
So in this, remember, very fast.
Hello, sir.
You do a lot of prototypes to this kind of experimentation you won't. But in different things you are totally
Your voice is
unmet
breaking, sir.
and discovered
Sir, your voice is breaking.
yesterday. Before yesterday, I had 30-minute appointment with project leader of school. He's still leading the project. They are doing lot of improvement in Chotocool. His name is Sanjay Sanyal. The project of Chotocool, project leader. I asked him what your magic
Hello, sir.
challenges
Your
from
voice is
2000
breaking a
to
little.
2014. He said, our first challenge
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
The marketing and the channel about working. So, hello,
No, sir.
hello, hello. Is it okay? I maybe the network.
No, sir. Some connectivity issues are, I think.
Is it okay now? Hello,
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
hello.
Yes, sir.
I think okay now. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes,
it
sir.
okay?
Now it's
Am I
okay,
audible?
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. Thank you. Okay, fine. It may be a network issue. So when I talked with Mr. Sanjay Sanyal, project leader of Soto Food, he said, how are we going to communicate about this product to the local people? That communication medium, marketing, sales was the major challenge. And then communication about the product to the people. And that what you call word of mouth. That is where they used a lot of NGOs and women's, local women's. And the technology for the required level of performance at that point in time, it was not there in the year 2007. They faced lot of challenges in designing the technology to come out with the technology, and they used different framework, disruptive innovation, and they learned innovation from IDEO, and they underwent a disruptive innovation course from Stanford, and some of them underwent some course in CAI, the Visionary Manufacturing Leadership Program. I think it is a year-long program. People go to various organizations and learn disruptive thinking. That point in time, design thinking terminology was not there, but the same concept was applied. Later on, this concept was coined. So, and the skills were very different. They worked very closely with one Professor Shiba from Japan, who was guiding them throughout this discovery of innovation, and they applied a theory of constraint. They identified where is the constraint. Constraint is the market. 80% of the people that don't have refrigerator. So they found out the constraint is in the market. So they have exploited the constraint from the market. You are with me now?
Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
you
sir.
know what is design thinking a little bit?
Hmm.
Okay. Just a minute. I will give you few more inputs. So design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation that integrates needs of the people, possibility of the technology, and the requirement of business success. This is what all about design thinking. And if you further think about design thinking, what it is, I will give few more input. Design thinking driven companies have outperformed Standard and Poor Index by 28% over 10 years. The first creativity, and 50 percentage of the design thinking led companies report more customer loyalty. I remember a few years ago, I don't remember exactly which year it happened. The Bank of America, they wanted to increase the number of customer accounts. They went and saw in the market, supermarket, grocery stores, the single woman used to come and purchase the household article. Then they pay money, they get change, they don't get change. Suppose if you say $12, $12.7, $0.3, even at the 30 cents, they sometimes they don't get it. So they saw all these things. Then they found out how many single mothers are there in America. Then they found out most of them don't have bank accounts. They started with user experience. Then can we come out with a separate savings bank account for woman, single woman? Within 6 months, 2 lakh people, I think, opened account. Within a year, it became 20 lakhs. Lakhs and lakhs of new accounts have opened. So here they apply design thinking. So single women, they generated a lot of ideas. From the ideas, they understood one of the idea was single woman mothers are not having bank account, then go and attempt their problem. Then come out with special debit card, credit card, whatever they want to give, they give. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
In India, one more classic example for design thinking is Tata ACE.
Hmm.
There, the design team go and lived with farmers in the villages and identified their needs. Then they wanted to design a truck at the cost of $5,000 because the farmers cannot afford anything more than that. Village farmers. Then they specially designed Tata Ace. Tata Ace also they apply design thinking. Knowingly and unknowingly, all the great companies are bringing product by using thinking. At the time during COVID, Lean Sigma will give you much. POC will give you where is the market condition. But if you can identify the unmet people need in this time, if you can come out with a product to satisfy the human needs with human-centered approach, you will become a crorepati in India. I am also thinking, is there anything I can do? Even this program was stimulated by design thinking. One day I was thinking about what is happening in DOMS. A lot of webinars are happening. Will it be fine for the students? And then I thought, what is the industry's unmet need? Something like Lean Six Sigma and all, people learn after joining the organization. So management requirement is if these people have some kind of basic knowledge on Lean Six Sigma project management, we can put them directly on the improvement projects. This is a unmet and untold organizational requirements. Then I thought, can I apply design thinking here? When I started applying design thinking, instead of a guest lecture kind of thing, can I customize a certification course? And in this course, students will learn the concept through real life case studies. Then, not only relying on the real life case studies, I started interacting with the person who did the work to get more input. That is, by applying design thinking only, I conceived this course. To be frank with you, I read one design thinking book. Then I thought this is a high time for design thinking. In COVID-19 environment, if you want to become a successful person, please apply design thinking. Get the product. Then you do Lean Six Sigma, TOC, everything you want to do. But design thinking is order of the day in this new normal. Business process improvement in new normal is has to start with design thinking. We will go further. I have got few more slides. So in design thinking, you identify the challenge, go and research. That is what they did. Go on living with people in the slums and villages. After doing the research, generate lot of ideas. Then generating lot of ideas, interpret and get the insight. Oh, people want a cooler kind of thing below 3,000 rupees. The insight they got. Ideation. What kind of ideas we can how can we solve this problem? Let me generate lot of ideas. There are a lot of techniques are available. Mostly people make use of 15 tools and techniques in design thinking. Out of these 15 tools, 10 tools are common, cut across Lean and Six Sigma and project management. Only 5 more extra tools, if you learn, you will become a design thinker. And then, this is very, very important. Do the prototyping. Fail early to succeed sooner. They will not worry about failures. Today, when we talk about 3M, 3M is a design thinking company. Take the case of Google. There are design thinking company. They encourage their employees to spend close to 15 to 20% of the time on the project of their interest that may not be related to the day-to-day work. They have to consume some thought process and work on your own project. So that is how these companies are nurturing design thinking and coming out with new products. And end of the day, product evaluation will be done during prototyping itself. You make a prototype, give it to your real customer, get the feedback, then improve, then again give it to the customer, get the feedback. So you will do number of prototypes, sometimes 5 prototypes, sometimes 10 prototypes. Most of the time, the first prototype often cost with no investment. Sometimes they do investment just doing in pen and paper. They draw a mobile phone, they draw the keypad. Start with pen and paper exercise, the first prototype. I hope all are with you, with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm not
Yes,
hearing.
sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in design thinking, we used to hard problem with undefined outcome. You are going to solve a hard problem with undefined outcome. That is where we apply design thinking. So in design thinking, we select the right problem to solve coupled with user experience. We get new ideas. From the new ideas, we get better ideas. And then once you get better ideas, then you find the right kind of innovation. Here we make use of empathy. Empathy coupled with collaboration. Why I am using the word collaboration? Collaboration. In design thinking team, like in Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, you make use of a cross-functional team. People from production, quality, maintenance, marketing, all there in one team to solve the problem. In design thinking, you have people from multi-functional. Some psychologists would be there, engineers would be there, and some anthropologists also you include. Then business experts also include. So it is empathy. So, oh, poor people are not having refrigerator. They are struggling in life to store their one day food, one day vegetable, one day fruits. How can we help them? That kind of empathy will come. That's why they use a tool called empathy mapping. And then they learn through hands-on experimentation. They do more number of prototypes. They do lot of visualization and imagination. Then they solve the problem. And design thinking is a open, shared, and co-developed concept. Often it was co-created along with the customer. And when you do design thinking, you have to integrate your business process with the design process. Not only making the product, how you are going to sell your product. So in this case, what happens? Your business model itself is getting changed. That is what we saw in Kyoto Code. Design thinking engages heart, that is your empathy, mind, the understanding of the unmet human need, and hand to create the new product to satisfy the user's needs. All are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
I am not hearing from everybody. Only 3-4 people are telling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I told you already, all of us smarter than any of us. So in design thinking team, you have designer, you have psychologists, you have engineers, you have scientists, you have marketing people, you have business expert, you have ethnographer, you have writers. Sometimes we have flea makers also. A design thinking team consists of all such kind of personnel, and all have open mind to learn from each other. Sometimes your idea will be knocked down. Sometimes you will knock down somebody else's idea. They will cope up with all kind of pressures and changes. And whole team working is one important thing in design thinking. So now I am coming to the end of the session. Another 2 minutes we will break for tea, coffee. The path forward is I shared with you what I have learned in my 19 plus years of industry experience, so that you can lead your own process improvement in this new normal. And I suggested next steps. Learn few more tools on the selected improvement methodology. If you like design thinking, go and learn design thinking toolkits. If you learn, if you like Six Sigma or Lean, go and learn more about the Lean Six Sigma toolkits. Or you can go for some kind of professional certifications like Green Belt, Black Belt, Six Sigma, or you can go for TOC certification. Even I strongly advise you to go for CAPM, Certified Associate of Project Management, to learn few more tools and the improvement methodology on you of your choice. Once you learn the tools and technique, participate in improvement projects. Some of the improvement projects you can do it within yourself. At your home itself, we can do a lot of projects. Or some of the project you can talk to your friends. You can ask the organization what is the real life problem they have. What is the biggest problem in the organization? Then virtually you can work with them applying this concept. You can develop a prototype. You can give it to them. So one thing what I learned during this COVID-19 strongly was design thinking. Yeah, before COVID-19, I was not much inclined towards design thinking. COVID-19 made me to realize the need of the hour if we want to survive, must do design thinking. Again, this is my opinion. Then TOC, then go to Lean Six Sigma. But you know how did I learn this concept? I started as a quality person. First I learned Lean. Second I learned Six Sigma. Third I learned project management. Then I did lot of reflection session. I should have done project management first, man. I could have managed my Six Sigma project in much better way. While doing this, now I am becoming slowly strong and strong in design thinking. Is there any questions? Team,
No, sir.
girls, boys and girls, is there any question?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
Fine.
Sir,
If
I
there
have a
are no questions,
question about this.
okay.
So, in this time, how can we find the project to study for this, Six Sigma and other? Like,
See, that's why I told you apply design thinking. Go and identify the unmet need of the people in COVID-19 situation. See, mask is one kind of classic example.
mm,
Mask is need of the hour. Somebody discovered in the beginning of this COVID, mask is need of the hour. They went and started manufacturing masks. So whatever product you manufacture, that have to fulfill the human requirements. See, I know one guy who applied design thinking and have done number of prototypes and started a very good quality mask for 32 rupees, which is very, very close to all your N90, N95 kind of mask. At what rupees?
32.
32 rupees. He has completed his prototype. I don't know when he is going to launch this product. There, he went and interacted with all the healthcare staffs, all the municipality staffs, all the bus and truck drivers who wear masks for more than 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and they understood their problem. They solved their problem by designing this kind of mask. So once this mask come to the market with 32 rupees, he is going to eat away the market, sir, I am telling you. And he designed and he worked with doctors, understands doctors' pain. Then he designed in such a way that it will suit everybody's requirement. He applied design thinking.
Okay.
I attended one of his sessions where he presented the first batch of production. See that what happens nowadays when you make a startup, big companies come and buy your company. You know why? Tomorrow you will rule the market. So beginning itself, they will give big money to you and they will take. So please identify some of the unmet needs. As Punya rightly pointed out in the beginning of the online certification program, first you need to have a process. Once you have the process, you can think of improvement. Now you need to think what is your area of choice? Can I solve some of the human problems in COVID-19 time? Can I create some idea? Can I prototype this idea? Then can I make it a marketable product? Then you will be a hot cake in the market. Forget about theory. Applications matters a lot. In the past 4 days, I have given you my 19 plus years of experience in a simple way where everybody can understand. Now you think over, select the idea, or come we will discuss offline. If you need more information, we'll talk offline. I am delighted to mentor you too.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So can we break for 10 minutes now?
Yes, sir.
I think the other team will join by 12:30, correct?
Yes, sir. I'll speak to Grace.
Okay, you speak to them.
Yes, sir.
And the first agenda point is I would like to listen from each one of you how this session was good go about.
Hmm.
Okay, I would like to hear from each one of you.
Okay, sir.
1 to 2 minutes before we leave the session to the organizers, HOD and Punya sir to close the certification program. And your certificates will be issued maybe by next Wednesday. The design is getting ready, almost it is ready, but we'll try to issue it the Wednesday. Fine?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So can I continue? No need to log out and log in again, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can also if you want. I'll.
No, 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 let it be there.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, you can just pause recording.
Okay. Okay.
Stop
I'll
recording.
pause. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. If anyone wants to, go first, they can start.
Yeah, myself, I want to start first. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. Prior to this, I listened the words Sigma, Lean Sigma, POC, but I didn't know what all that means and how we are going to implement it and what will be the outcomes of it. But because of this 3 days of session and the case studies we have dealt with, it gave us like a starting stage to ending of the life cycle, how we can use all of these methods. This was a great opportunity for me, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Deepak, you can.
Yes. Sir, thank you for this course, sir. It has been very useful for me. Before, I had only some basic knowledge of Six Sigma and Lean, and through this course, I came to know about the importance of project management, how it determines everything else, and it also introduced me to design thinking, which is very essential considering the current situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Deep. Deep, are you online?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, I would like to thank you for picking up these case studies because each of the case studies were very carefully picked and very relatable, and this has been helpful for coping up with the new normal, as you called it, because of the COVID situation or scare, whatever you call it. And also, each of the topics were explained very detailed, so that it has been very helpful for me. Thank you
Thank
once
you.
again.
Anfin. Hello, Anfin.
Yes, Kunal. Yes. So thank you, Manikandan sir. In these times, like in a crisis like this, the optimization techniques just require more attention in a time like a COVID crisis. So the case studies have been immensely helpful in understanding the theory and concept behind this. And when I think back to what has been actually happening in my company, I can relate to the concepts and case studies you talked about. So it has been an eye opener for me. I didn't really actually understand what they're doing in the committee back then, but when you explained the concept, I could relate to that. So thank you so much, sir. I hope that we could take this further at some other time. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Himanshu, you can.
Yes, first of all, I would like to thank NITTG and Toms and Manikantan sir for providing time for having such a course. This course, before this course, I had listened about product management, Lean, and Six Sigma, but I never knew what are the uses. So this course provided me about its practical uses, and it was, as we know, these are very vast topics, and the details that was provided by sir was precise, informative, and case study was also very much practical in nature. So it had been a good time. Like I enjoyed this 4 days, and I would like to thanks again for having such course.
Nijo.
Am I audible, Kunal?
Yes, you are.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for these that you gave. I was very much interested on all the topics that you had have taken your lecture in. So it has given a good platform that we can build upon and increase our knowledge in all these four and get better. Topics are very much I the purview of my interest. So thank you so much, sir, for giving us this good introduction that we will be taking forward, and hopefully we'll make a career out of it in the future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Sanchita, you can.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, sir, for taking out your time and efforts for such a wonderful session for 2 days. Honestly, I was very skeptical regarding this course, but I thought it was an operational focused course. But then once I talked to sir, and then he gave me insights on the entire session, he gave some overview how this is more than just related to operations and an overall management course. So thank you so much, sir. And, uh,
Thank you. Satadru, now you can. Hello, Satadru, are you online?
Yeah. I said thank you, sir, for giving us this opportunity to learn about the difference between Lean, Six Sigma, and theory of constraints, and to give us an basic idea about it. So, uh, from the course, I understood how we can apply it in a practical life, and which one to apply where. So I would definitely like, as you suggested us to go for professional courses on this, I would like to go for it also. And thank you for giving us an overall idea about everything.
Thank you. Santhamis, you can join.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
So firstly, thank you so much, sir, for putting so much for taking so much of effort for this session. The case studies were really very helpful to understand how things happen, how the theory is happening in real life. And also before this, for my internship, I work as a data analyst, and my manager used to keep talking about Six Sigma and all that. I couldn't understand what it was. Now I can read everything and go and understand what he's expecting from us. So thank you so much, sir, for this.
Thank you. So, to first give a feedback, I like to point a incident in my previous company. So, I worked in a solar industry, solar cell production industry. So, in that, we had a machine which did printing and printing of solar cells, and then after that it went into heating and uh, uh, sorting. So the heating machine had a conveyor of steel conveyor, okay, metal conveyor. So the metal conveyor went from this, and then machine in machine it went down in circular pattern. So you thought that you are buying 20 crore, 20 more than 20 crore machine, and you will not find any defects in this machine. So the thing happened is that in that machine it connected from heating to sorter. So there were two sets of conveyors in a connection. Okay, if there is a problem in sorter, so the conveyor will lift up for that time if there is a problem in sorter. So this heating machine will keep on rotating, and it will throw the cells inside the machines. Okay, so we didn't know at the time that this happened. Okay, so when we cleaned all the 6 machines, so when we cleaned, oh, sir has left. I'll continue. So when we cleaned the machine, we found 100 kilogram of breakage. So it's 10,000 cells for all the machines. So it's worth 5 lakh cells. Hello?
Okay, Kunal, are
Someone has
you
left.
done?
Yeah,
Kunal, are you
I
done?
am done.
Yeah, just wait for a second. I'll just call him and Kunal, it seems that he's having some issues with the connection. He said that he'll get back soon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Ronald, recording pause कर दे.
Grace and Veera, you can start. Madam is there and
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. We have successfully come to the end of this course. I'm confident that all the students have gained valuable knowledge from, and even the
inform
students have given their feedback. I'm sorry.
Yes, so I would like to welcome our HOD, Dr. Sridevi ma'am, to speak a few words during this closure.
Fine.
Thank you. Thanks for your work.
Okay, madam. Yeah,
Ma'am, could you please share a few words, ma'am?
Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Uh,
madam.
Good afternoon.
yeah, I I really just take this opportunity to thank first Manikantan for his initiative. Because I couldn't join you for your inaugural, I couldn't stay there for the inaugural for a long time. I think I just came to my mind. It was the one of the best of first of its kind and best of kind initiative that has been taken from loans through alumni. Our alumni Manikantan always be there, everything whatever require and for the support. We are always thankful to Manikantan. Hope the all 5 hours session. I think was planned as 5 hours session. It went fruitfully. Uh, I hope you all have gained better information, knowledge. Yeah.
Good afternoon, madam.
So I find like only 7 students registered for the program. So one idea what I discussed with Veeradurga, like probably it could be extended if Manikandan, if there is any possibility, it could be extended for any other batch who might be interested to take up. That case also we could float the program sometime or other.
Sure, sure, madam. If you have 15 participants, yes, we can take it forward, madam. Sure, madam. If you have 15 participants, yes, we
Okay,
can take it forward.
sure. So I think students they'll be have. I think they are nearing their term and they may need to take up their exam by July first week. It's not sure. So probably after their semester exam, we can arrange for one more session. Probably we can pull in more students in that case. So we can also take good the feedback from this current batch. Taken this program now. So I think it might be a good exercise to go on for during this lockdown time, going for this online training program. So and one more request, Manigan, you can think of some other module also. Different modules you can plan for so that we can try to pull students based on their interest.
Sure, madam. I am with you.
Sure, thank you.
I will
Thanks a
let my
lot.
thoughts and I will come back to you.
Okay, definitely. So we could also probably we can invite some other experts also if it is required. Manikandan,
Yes,
you can think of for your module if you think. So support could be extended from the department. Say what you can expect. So I
sure, ma'am.
think yeah. So this is the way like what I thought like students should be engaged without wasting their time. How it could be done. So I this the program caption I just thought it was very was deliberated in the right sense actually business processing. So I think students you have made this program successfully. Hope you all enjoyed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That case probably so since I have some other work I just want to leave. Probably we can meet some other time, Manikantan.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, madam.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
I'll
you,
just
madam.
get back to you soon. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot for
Okay.
the opportunity and your encouragement and support for making this program happen.
I'm just looking for you. Probably you can think of some different modules also.
I will discuss with marketing, finance, and other domain experts, ma'am. We can come
Different
out
domains.
with program.
Yeah. That way we can plan for. So probably semester may start by August, I think. So in
August.
that case, we
Fine.
have good time to make use of. So
Fine,
yes, we try to proceed. Okay, all the best, students.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. I would also now like to invite Manikandan sir to speak a few concluding words on the course.
Whatever I can give, I gave. I really enjoyed interacting with you in the past 4 days on all the 4 topics: project management, Lean, Six Sigma, and design thinking. It was really a wonderful 4 days. So my request would be, please pick handful of tools from the area, from the approach you like, from the method you like. Please build upon further. And wherever any real life opportunity comes, please apply the tool and make yourself strong. I wish you all success in every moment of your life. Thank you, Veera. Thank you,
sir.
and thanks a lot to the alumni committee,
Thank you, sir.
Gracian, Veera Durga. They interacted me on daily basis, and there is one hidden person. I think Ram Babu, who did lot
Yes,
of
sir.
background work. In fact, he underwent the complete design thinking process. Whatever we discussed today, Ram Babu,
Sir.
Gracian, and Veera Durga all underwent this design thinking concept when they designed the flyer. Lot of input went.
Sir.
All the design thinking 6 steps were applied over there. Thanks a lot, team. Thanks a lot, alumni committee and Ram Babu and Madam
It's our
HOD
pleasure, sir.
and
Thank you.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I request the team to do the proper follow-up. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to conclude by thanking Manikandan sir for taking the time out of your busy schedule and dedicating it to teaching and sharing your knowledge with us. I'm sure that your course will go a long way in helping us adapting to the new business world, sir. And some useful courses. And I'd also like to thank Sridevi ma'am for gracing us with your presence today. Thank you for your support, ma'am. I'd also like to thank all the students for taking an interest in this course and giving it their best. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Shall we
Okay.
conclude it?
Thank you. Then we can log off. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank
I
you,
wish you
sir.
all success.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.